All right, welcome everybody yet again for the PCDC ACC League. So we're here at Silverstone for round one. I am your host, Dennis Stoffmeal, and today I have here with me Pedro Diaz. Gonna co-commentate.
Yet again, bought and kidnapped.
Yes, so don't. If anyone's watching the stream, please don't go to any authorities or anything like that. Pedro is fine. If the ransom does get paid, you will see him returned. Yeah, so as we are here for round one, we have a nice little new class to add on to our league. So we've just had the GT4s release, which is really nice to see. So we're gonna have a lot of multi-class action this season. So let's go take a quick look at the track we have before us. So I mentioned before we're at Silverstone. Obviously we are at Northamptonshire in England. Track features 18 turns, is about 5.891 kilometers long, or 3.661 miles long. The race format for today will be a well, we just had a 2-hour practice, which is about to come to a close, so we have about 2 or so more minutes until that comes to a close. And we'll have a 20-minute qualifying, which will be split up in 2 halves. So the first 10 minutes, the GT3s will go out. They'll have 10 minutes to put a lap in. And as the first 10 minutes are passed, then the GT4s will come out on track and they'll try to set their qualifying laps. Seeing as this is the opening race, we will have a 90-minute race. Normally we do have the 60-minute races, but every 4 races, I think it is. So the first race and then the next race will be the 4th race, if I'm not mistaken. Will always be endurances, so they'll be 90 minutes long, which is I don't know, a pretty nice way to open up the season, I think. There will be 1 mandatory pit stop, in which fuel and tires will be optional, so people could go for the long haul and try to make it in one go without changing tires or fuel. Although for most people that will involve some fuel saving. And obviously we will have a rolling start. So with that being said, there's about 1 minute left until we head into qualifying. You can also see here Kevin Friedrich in his nice Borderland skin. Obviously we do feature a skin pack now for this season, where everyone can apply their skins in, and we move straight to qualifying. Okay.
I like the new skin.
Here. Go. For some reason... Oh, there we go.
Skin, it's awesome, actually.
So there we go. We'll see the GT3s heading out first here. I'm gonna see if I can turn Pedro up a little bit.
Oh, I did it again. I'm kidnapped and no sound.
Yeah, it's just we oppress the Portuguese here in this broadcast.
Oppressed the minority.
Yeah, as people get out on track, what do you think about the new multi-class format, Pedro?
Well, it's nice to see GT4s. They're so nice to drive. Well, at least in the racing games, I didn't test them on ACC, but I bet they are good. I saw like the Mustang, which is which I think it's like must be a beast to drive. That is the Anston, I believe, right?
It's
If you can tell the cars.
The thing is,
The
actually,
back.
it's the Camaro, because the Mustang is in, it's, because this is European GT4, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So it's only the Camaro, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah. It's still the same. It's American.
Yeah, American muscle.
It's the same. Yeah, but it like it feels like it drives like a slow Mazda MX-5, but with more power and the same grip levels, which should be okay for multiclass.
Yeah, obviously,
Right?
yeah, for sure. It's very different to the GT3s. That's for sure, because obviously the GT4s work. I mean, they're basically road cars. Just they have slightly different suspension, I think, and different tires and stuff. But it's mostly road cars. They have slightly more downforce, but yeah, mostly mechanical grip that they work with. Compared to the GT3s, they're very heavy on downforce. So very different kind of way of racing, and we've done the kind of fun race last week with the GT4s, and it didn't make for very close racing. So I hope we'll see that today as well.
We have, I think, 12 cars, right? From what I've counted, we have 12 GT4s, so let's hope that the 12 of them are pretty close, or most of them should be.
Yep. So I've got 12 GT4s, and I think 22 GT3s. So good mix.
Yeah, I see some familiar names from last season, and a lot of new names too. So let's see what the new people can bring for the front and middle pack. Like last year, I know that the middle pack was very exciting always, but the front was either Vicent, which in the middle of the season decided to not compete anymore, and or Lawrence with Arzman.
Arnsman, yeah.
Yeah. And I believe, or I hope that the new guys can bring more cars into the front battle. That would be awesome, actually. Let's see. Do you scout anyone?
I've not really been paying that much attention. I know Niels van der Koekelt. He's in GT4. He's proven in like the test races and stuff that he can be pretty fast. So I think he's a danger in GT4. But GT3 really changed up this season, because obviously a lot of people that were GT3 last season now went to GT4. A couple of the really fast guys as well, like like Lawrence and Arnsman and stuff. So yeah, to me it's gonna be really interesting to see how GT3 pans out. So we do.
Oh yeah, you are right.
Yeah, so we do have. For now, at least, we have a pull up on GT3, which is a good bar there, 157.9 by Chmielewski, I think, is how I should say it. Not sure. If it's wrong, he can let me know.
No. You are always right. Come on.
And then, Miro Valtanen with about 7/10 behind, but again, seems that the real battle is gonna be around that, like position 8, 9, and 10 there. Well, anywhere from position 8 up until, what is that, 14, 15, that's all within a second, so that could be very close.
Yeah. Usually there is always like within 1.5 seconds top 10, so there is still too many people to put like a very competitive lap.
Yeah, so Lukas Rojovic just put in a faster lap there, so only 6/10 behind Chmielewski there, with a 58.6. if anyone else is improving. I see like Matthew Montalvo is improving in this nice fully sent livery that I will take all the credit for making. I got a $1 million contract for that paint job, just so you know. Pedro is just gonna ignore me. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, sorry. I was just watching actually P1 spinning on Stowe, so...
Yeah, there's a couple of people still improving. It seems like Montalvo has lost all of his time, so let's go to Falkenberg here. He's looking at a decent improvement of about 6/10 currently. See if he can hook up this last section here. Also a very nice paint job by Falkenberg.
Yeah. It was actually the same turn where Adam spun. Adam car number 16, P1.
Oh, yeah. So as he comes across the line, looking at a pretty good improvement here for Falkenberg. See where that puts him.
No, it seems like it was invalid.
Yeah.
In some sort of way.
That's a strange one.
There's still some people in the pits. I think that people are doing 2-lap runs on a track that it's really abrasive on the tires. Is that really the strategy?
I don't know. It seems I do know with the last update that brought in the GT4s.
Yeah.
I do know something changed about the tires, which people do run like a bit lower pressures and stuff, but I do not know if any of the changes have affected the tires at all. Maybe that's why people are more yeah. And perhaps also because the qualifying is so short now, since we only have about 45 seconds left.
Yep.
So people will just try to get their laps in as soon as possible. So they might have time for one restart, but that's why I guess they might be doing 2 laps at a time then. But Falkenberg with a really good improvement puts him up into 3rd place, only about 7/10 behind the leader. If there's anyone else improving? So
yeah, just like I said, like 1.5 seconds. The difference between top 10, more or less. Should be John Ford. It's not going to improve, I believe. Or he's going to start his lap right now.
Yeah. So as we come to the 10-minute mark, anyone that crosses the line now is finished and should be moving away from the track, and we'll see the GT4s coming out on the track. G3s all on their last laps.
Yeah, so now P4. It's actually finishing now, I believe. Crossed the line with no improvement.
Yeah, no one really improving anymore, I think, by the looks of it. Yeah, it looks like nearly all GT3s have already pulled off the track, so I don't think we'll see any improvement. So pole position for Chmielewski in the Porsche, 2nd place for Rogerwich, and then in 3rd Falkenberg for qualifying. So we'll now take a look at the GT4s as they're making ready for their first laps.
They're already out. No time to waste.
Marcus Lawrence here in the Camaro in a Hot Wheels inspired livery.
I actually had kind of a similar one, a Hot Wheel one.
Yeah.
Not with a DuPont livery, but with the same colors.
Fun fact, I also made that livery. So I've been doing a lot of liveries for people that didn't have one because I really did want the grid to look as diverse as possible with the custom skins. So
Oh,
good to see that a lot of people are running their custom skins.
well, Arsman seems to be with McLaren inspired livery on Aston Martin.
Yeah, so Cozy asking how many GT3s versus GT4s. So we have about what was it, 12 GT4s, I believe, and
Yeah.
and 22 GT3s. So I think it's a good mix at least. I do think the GT4s will be slightly tighter, maybe. Definitely towards the front. But we'll have to see how that plays out. We'll see how that evolves into quali here.
And especially, like, we will have to see the main lap time of Lawrence really show up on the standings. That's actually a thing that I'm interested in seeing. Either way, we will tell you guys, so you know the difference between GT4s and GT3s.
Yeah, so from what I saw in practice, it seems like the gap between the slowest GT3 and the fastest GT4 was about not 3 but 7 seconds. So we'll see how close they can get this time around. But yeah, in general, depending on the track, GT4s tend to be anywhere from 5 or so seconds to 15 seconds difference in pace, depending on the track.
Yeah. So I think the person that is we have a 156 here. Yeah, so I think the first person that got out, yes, was Niles. And then after him, Lauren.
So we get our initial laps in. Kundaxioglu is puts in the fastest time so far with a 209.9. So really nicely done from him. Not sure if I've seen him race last time around, but yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it seems a new name.
Yeah, definitely.
Next to him it was Arsman. Arsman put the P2 lap time right now.
Yeah, I can definitely see again towards the front of the GT4s there, the top 4, all within a couple of tenths. And
you know what's confusing me? It's the old finishing line, not the new finishing line.
Yeah,
I have to tell this to people because it's confusing me so much. I'm like, yes, here it comes a lap time, and nope.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, Aronsman is gonna come out around the last turn and I'm gonna finish here. Oh no, wait, he still has like a minute to go on his lap. Yeah. Yeah, that's a bit confusing. See, take a look actually. Kundaxioglu again seems to be improving already, about 3 tenths up. Doing really well. From the Sidemax Motorworks team. Hopefully those guys, the Sidemax guys, do get a custom or a more custom paint job, I guess, along the lines, because they do have a custom paint job actually, but just
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say with all the with all the weave liveries that we have now. it's hard to, you know, stand out with a livery anymore. Because we have
No,
people
it's
like
very easy.
MDK with all their waifus on the car and stuff like that. So yeah.
Nah, it's just very easy. You need to have a mind of Mr. Guest. Just put like the curves on the car or a track or grass or whatever. Just make your car blend in with the track. It's the best livery you can make. I was going to say that Phillips was on a very good lap, but I think he had a very bad third sector, or was not really abusing the track. But it was like 5 seconds up on his last lap time, which was a 19.
Yeah, someone that is improving though, Ryan Daniels, up by about 2.2 seconds, I think. Oh, he's actually not putting in a valid lap yet, so see what he puts in here. This full, most people can probably get about one more lap in after the one they finished. For Ryan, it will be a bit too late. But,
Lawrence actually is improving too. See if he does the worst part of this track, in my opinion. Very blind turns. Got a little bit of wheel spin. Yeah, and they lost time.
yeah, so something I've noticed is that the Camaro is actually pretty good out of corners, like on like initial traction on acceleration. Seems to be quite decent, which you wouldn't expect from a car like that.
Well, it's a track race, Skinner. You should expect that. Should expect that from this guy. Shouldn't expect it to do the Maggot and Beckett's well, I guess. He improved by 1/10, but I don't think it's enough.
No, it's
Given
yeah, he didn't improve. Still in fourth position, but again, really shows how close the field is at the front here. When where you know 1/10 from Arnsman could move him up, like a bit more than a tenth could move Arnsman up into first position from third. So really close. Yeah, seems to be about a 7-second gap to the GT3s, to the back of the GT3 field, so that's a pretty good gap. So people will be getting their last lap in here, but it doesn't seem like anyone is improving so far.
I think the only one that actually got a chance is Lawrence, that has a very clean track, or P1 Michael, number 56. Oh, he actually aborted Lawrence. So I think it's actually P1 for... Yeah, it's P1.
Yeah, say his name. Go ahead.
Kundak Siglu.
Nice. All right. We'll take a small break here for qualifying, I think. Oh no, not everyone has crossed the line yet. There is still people going in for an improvement. Oh yes, we haven't talked about the boy yet, which is Domi Person in the Maserati, which is easily the best sounding car, but unfortunately doesn't have traction control or ABS because Maserati was like, why do we need that in a racing car?
Well, that's true. Why do you need that?
So yeah, Domi obviously severely underperforming in a car that has all the advantages of not having any assistance in the car.
But it's a Maserati.
Yeah,
You
with a
should
nice
give him
little
points. Oh man, he's giving
yeah.
Tokyo Drift. Let's go.
I did promise that people who drove the Maserati would get more screen time, so there's that.
Nice.
So we will take
The lap should be with him.
So I think a couple more people that need to come across. Extra. So coming across, no one really improving. Alright. That being said, we're gonna take a small little break. We'll see you back in about 5 minutes for the grid rundown and the formation lab. Right back. Alright, so we are back for the start of our race. We're currently on the formation lap, and we'll start by giving you a full rundown of the grid. So our pole sitter for today is Adam Chmielewski, I believe it is, in the Porsche. In second we have Lukas Rojovic, then we have Falkenberg in third, then we have Valton in fourth, Taylor in fifth, Gang in sixth, Muir in seventh, Ford in eighth, Odegaard in ninth, and the Knecht in 10th.
Then we have Frederick in 11th, Nels in 12th, Cernuto in 13th, Hager in 14th, De Groot in 15th, Harvey in 16th, Pittet in 17th, Howard in 18th, Hill in 19th, and Jurich in 20th.
So that is the GT3 field. Then we start with our pole position for the GT4s, which is Kundaksioglu on 21st. Then we have Van de Koekold in second. And in third we have Arensman. In fourth we have Lawrence. Fifth we have Wenlock. In sixth we have Thomas. Daniels in seventh. Eighth we have Troquet. In ninth we have Dijkstra. And in 10th we have Person. Then we have James Knox Hope in 11th, Phillips in 12th. In 13th we have Dowling. And then we have Montalvo, who started at the back of the grid for some reason. I'm sure he'll let us know at some point why that is. So, gonna come to the start of the race now. As our grid bunches up, comes around this turn. Everyone bunching up nicely. Now we wait for the green lights.
On the old start finishing straight.
Yeah. So we're off for round one of the PCDC ACC Multiclass League. As we go into turn one, Chmielewski has a good run through there. See what's happening behind him. Everyone looking fairly clean there. Going into that the Maggots and Beckett section. Chmielewski with a sizable gap already coming through those first three turns. Let's take a look at our GT4 field. Seems to be going fairly clean. Yeah. Seems to be looking really good. So back to the front of our GT3 fields. Chmielewski with a good start, but Rojovic behind him, not necessarily letting go.
Yeah, but still 0.8 seconds in very good for Alpha Lap.
We did see now Van de Koekold actually in first place now, so Kundaksioglu made a little mistake, I think. In the GT4 field, that is. Marcus Lawrence right behind him. A little bit under attack from Kundaksioglu. It is Hot Wheels Camaro.
Yeah, kind of still watching the GT3 field, and there's still, like, I think it's just the nature of Silverstone, but in just one lap everyone got very spread out.
Yeah, it's definitely we see at the back now. Vincent Cernuto. He's trying to work his way through the GT4 field, which is not easy, of course. Dowling now we see in the GT4 field with a drive-through penalty, so that's unfortunate for him.
Naughty, naughty boy.
But again, it's a long race, so plenty of time to make it up. But obviously, ideally, you wouldn't want that to happen. Here. So Chmielewski, strong start. Rojovic and Falkenberg still close together as well.
I think we have like the top 3, and then we have a very spaced, like a spaced gap between 3 and 4, P3 and 4, and then we have the group from P4 to P10, and then from P10 down we have like everyone a little bit spaced out. So I think might be like that till the end of the race, we don't know, because like P1 is already going at it. I don't know, I know that for sure Silverstone is very bad on tires, so let's see if tire conservation is going to be a thing.
Yeah, I remember, I think it was Lawrence who mentioned it in the race that he double stinted tires once for a, I want to say it was a 2-hour race, and he double stinted the tires, and he got a flat tire 10 minutes before the end. So it's really, even if it's just 1.5 hours, your tires are gonna be, you're gonna be losing a lot of time if you don't take tires, I think.
So I think it might be the same for the GT3s. Even though they have downforce, they have more mechanical grip. Therefore, they need that. It's weird that Frederick had some kind of problem. He's in last.
We see now a move for 4th place there between Valtanen and Lee Taylor. Taylor not able to pull it off just yet, and now he's actually under attack from Jan Gang behind him. Valtanen in the P4 with his Jägermeister livery. Also looking good on track.
Looking back at the GT4s, we have an overtake on Stowe. Arsman getting overtaken.
Yeah, a bit of an awkward situation there, because we do have Arby there in front of the GT, well, in the mix with the GT4s, which is making it very awkward there.
Oh, it was actually GT3, yeah. From far away, it seemed like a battle for position.
Yeah, he should be able to power pass these guys, I think. Oh, that's oh, that is a bad mistake from Harvey there. He's just hit Lawrence there, coming into the fast corner. Lawrence gets it started again, but yeah, Lawrence had every right to that corner there, so drops him back a bit. Hopefully his tires didn't get too ruined by that, but he will have to battle his way up again, unfortunately for Lawrence. But again, only 7 minutes in, so
still a long way.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's just hope that he doesn't have a lot of damage.
Yeah, so actually, yeah, go ahead.
That's the thing with multiclass, where you have to trust both of the cars, the cars that you are racing with, and the cars that are overtaking you.
Yeah, exactly. I think I don't know what happened to Harvey for him to end up in that position, because I would say it's the most awkward to be overtaking when it's at the start of the race, when everyone is still really close together. But yeah, I think that was just a little bit of a lapse of judgment there from Harvey into that fast right-hander. I think he thought he wasn't as close as he was to Lawrence and just tapped the rear there.
I think like some people are probably maybe this is the first race and the practice wasn't really the best with like very close groups of GT4s, because like getting one person here and there on the GT4, you can kind of get a groove of how to overtake, but in the race you get 4 or 5 in a row in like 1.5, 2 seconds. And for example, you in the GP circuit, you in turn 1 you can kind of overtake one, but the next guy is next to it and is very slow because he's a GT4, so you overtake the GT4 on turn 1, but the next guy which is in front of him is much slower and you are just not expecting it. It's probably what happened.
Yeah, so a little bit of a battle going on here for P23 between Troquet, Daniels, and Person there. They got a nice little fight going on onto the straight now. Daniels actually already pulling past Troquet. Person also in the Maserati pulling past him. So fair play to him. In the Maserati, he's still holding on and putting up a good fight to Daniels there.
Yeah. A quick update on the GT3s. P1 has a 4-second lead, and P2 has a 2-second lead. So I think they are getting settled. But P3, P4, P5, they are kind of very close. So I hope it's going to be an interesting race, actually. They're so close.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, B3, 4, 5, 6, they're all really close together there, so seems like they are very well matched on pace, so we should see this battle starting to develop here soon. Lee Taylor looking very hungry in his Dystopia Racing Audi there, behind Valtanen. Valtanen doing a good job though in the BMW, because I know the BMW isn't considered to be one of the best cars, so yeah, doing a really good job in third position with it.
That's nice to know.
Yeah, I think in general it tends to do fairly well on the intercontinental tracks, like Bathurst and Suzuka and stuff, but not necessarily at the normal tracks. But again, we've seen. I mean, I've seen in different series as well that sometimes it just takes the right driver, doesn't it, to make a car work.
Yeah, but this is kind of a power track, and Bathurst and Suzuka are not. It seems like it, but they're kind of power tracks that they need some kind of base downforce, or a very good base downforce.
Yeah, I do think one of the reasons the BMW is considered to not be so great is because it has really long braking zones, because it's the heaviest GT3 on the grid.
Oh, yeah.
So there is quite a bit of difference.
Not the Bentley?
No, the Bentley is actually like quite alright.
Oh, I thought the Bentley was like at least 5 tons.
It's the thing is with the Bentley, it's always like one of those things where you gotta keep in mind the Bentley is not really a Bentley, you know. It's like a completely custom chassis with like the engine lowered and all that kind of stuff.
Still, it looks like a whale.
Oh, yeah, it does, that's for sure.
I always thought that the things that weighed the most in this world were Wales and Bentleys. And Rolls-Royce. Imagine racing a Rolls-Royce. Well, back to the GT4 Reda.
Yeah, it looks like in P11 as well in the GT3s. Martin de Knecht is under fire from Petit. Don't know what. Yeah, it seems like Petit just has a tiny bit more pace over the Knecht, so we'll see if he can maybe get a good run here through Maggots and Beckett's, which he doesn't seem to get. And obviously the GTR are really strong on the straight, so...
Oh, yeah. Oh, but actually... It's getting there. Probably setup-wise, he has a very good setup.
Yeah.
To Porsche. Oh!
Oh.
Yet to correct it.
Yeah, so side by side. Don't look like Petit is fully committing to the move yet. He's taking his time, but definitely slightly faster than the Knecht here, so it won't be long before that move happens, I think.
Yeah, I think like as long as Petit just shows his nose, like he's losing time to the Groot, which is in P10. But like his lap times are right now, his lap times are 1.5 seconds slower than the Groot, but it's just as long as he puts the nose in and makes the Knet kind of worried, and some alternative lines. Let's see if he pulls that off. It's actually an interesting battle. Kind of the only one that we have. Oh, we have actually P4 and P3. Or Maggots and Beckett's. Oh, we back off. Lee Taylor.
Yeah, I think the smart thing to do. You don't want to be going side by side.
Ah, come on. We want to see side by side. Back off all those guys behind them.
Enough, you're going in an F1 car through that section. It's like going in a straight line, but a GT3, not quite.
Oh. Well, we saw GT4, P28 and P29, P28 and P27 fighting. And someone crashed? No, it was just my mouse.
Yeah, I would like to see, because it does seem that Taylor has some good pace, but obviously in the dirty air in these GT3s, if you can't get past, you're going to be losing a lot of time from your initial pace that you had.
If you're seeing the GT4s, P26 and P27, oh, they touched Martin. Wait, is this a GT4 or a GT3?
You mean Troque?
Yeah,
or oh wait, no,
no,
that's Nox. Yeah, that's a GT4.
Oh, there is a GT4 Mercedes.
Yeah, it has a small wing compared to the GT3.
Yeah. I was like, the sound is very similar. That's why I was.
Yeah, it's the same engine, I think. It's the same engine, just with less horsepower. Same with the Aston. That has the same engine as the Mercedes. So yeah.
Yeah, but they had a very good fight, and then Thomas just kind of had a little bit of a touch. He kind of outbraked himself at the entry of the kind of the snail section. That snail section. I don't know how is it called in Silverstone. Oh, he's defending.
Oh yeah. So compromising his line there, Thomas, and Nox Hope not done with attacking still, I think. But seems like Thomas definitely got a bit of the the better side of that exchange because Hope dropped back a little bit there. So currently, let's take a look at the front of our GT4s here. So Van der Koekel in first. Not actually a big lead, only about 1.2 seconds to his teammate, Quindaxioglu. So both of the side max guys doing very well here.
I think Lee Taylor got the problem. Lee Taylor, which was on P4 on the Audi car.
Yeah, it seems like he disconnected for some reason. I do know we've had, with the new update, there has been some issues with disconnections and stuff, so maybe he has another issue. That's also possible, obviously. Now we actually see the GT3 field is coming up to the back of the GT4s now.
GT4 field. Yeah, I just saw Falkenberg overtaking a GT3 and the GT4. Back marker.
Yeah. So yeah, Falkenberg actually bit of an underdog, I think, because he's not known to be so far up the front. I think he's usually about, I might be wrong, but I think he's usually anywhere from P5 to P10-ish, I want to say. Or last season he was, at least. So
yeah, but the last season he had the McLaren, and the McLaren wasn't the strongest car.
Yeah, that's true. So a bit of an optimistic move on the GT4 there.
Yeah, there are going to be a lot of these. This track is really weird in terms of overtaking slow cars.
Yeah, it seems obviously it's the first multi-class race, so obviously there might be people that haven't quite gotten used to multi-class yet. Might be their first time doing it, so gonna be a couple of races until everyone kind of finds their groove in how to overtake and what spots are good for overtaking and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think the problem here, it's like there are so many people take so different lines in turns. For example, the Snell section, like the last part of the track, the last part of the lap actually, you can take it so differently, and for a GT3 that is overtaking a GT4, you might think, okay, he's giving me the line, but that suddenly the GT4 closes the door on you because he's just doing the racing line, and you always thought that he was giving you the line. So it's just like miscommunication with the way that the track is. Like Stowe people do it like kind of a wide entry. Some people do it always close to the curve, and then they go wide. The veil section or the veil chicane.
Yeah.
There are people that take it very wide, and the wider they take on the last turn on the GP layout can make the GT3 think that it's opening a door that the GT4 it's actually not opening.
Mm-hmm.
So there are a lot of misunderstandings that can happen on this track, and I tell it by experience.
Yeah, it is one of those things. The rule for our league, of course, is that GT4s don't have to make room, they just stick on the racing line, so not like there is a real blue flag rule for them.
Yeah,
so the
blue
GT3s
and the yellow.
Yeah, the GT3s have you know, obviously a major speed difference in the corner and on the braking. They can make up a lot in braking, so
I think it's actually the best. There is no need for to get out of the way car to like mess up the GT4 field just because the GT3 field is coming. Like the GT3 field it was 11 seconds faster, which on tracks with 2 minutes, it's ginormous difference of pace.
yeah, it is obviously one of those things where we, as Nox Hope, is getting a little scared there. There's a couple of GT3s taking fairly optimistic moves and overtaking the GT4s, that can be said already. But yeah, it is one of those things where we do still encourage, obviously, to make each other's life easier for the GT3s and GT4s, so no like intentional blocking or you know, trying to hold people off just for the sake of being able to take the corner properly. So it's a bit of give and take for both of the classes. If you really want to lose the least amount of time, you could say.
Nobody wins with a block. Like the best that you can do is you see that he's going for a dive bomb, but the thing is like the GT3 has to be mindful that if he's going for the dive bomb, he has to be at least a decent dive bomb, like not the car length behind, maybe alpha car length behind dive bomb, or maybe, I don't know actually the difference of braking distance.
There is quite a big difference. It's I think it's nearly 50 meters almost. So it's like if
so it's actually,
yeah, if you have your braking like on point, you should be able to easily get a. If you're alongside, you should be easily able to overtake into the braking zone.
yeah, so it's like actually it's like two cars or one car length, 50 meters.
Yeah.
So if you go for a dive bomb with one car length, you have to make it pretty clear that you are going to do it.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
all the way through the straight, being on the inside, let's say.
Yeah.
And maybe flashing, indicating that you are kind of in a hurry.
Yep, we do. That's one thing we recommended as well for GT4 drivers, for instance, to indicate where they are going if they want someone to overtake. So the GT4 might indicate to the left to say that they're gonna hold on the left-hand side of the turn. And also for the GT3s, if they are gonna do an overtake, that they can use their lights to flash to kind of give the indication of, okay, I'm gonna overtake now, kind of thing.
It's actually very interesting. There isn't much more going on. I know that Frederick is going through the field of GT4s. He started or had some kind of problem and started from last. He's now almost at the back of the GT4 field.
Yeah, it's I'm just watching a little bit Chmielewski here, who is currently managed to pull out about a 10-second gap. So his race is going fairly well for him with about 25 minutes gone. He's built a very sizable gap.
Yeah, I'm right now watching the battle for P14, and I think he's not going for it right now. Yeah, he's going to try to wait for the mistake of the Porsche. Marco Hudrick.
Yeah, interesting livery on the Porsche there. He has a German car. It has Italian colors, and it has like Castrol and stuff on it, and an Italian flag. So I imagine Hudrick is Italian, but then again, his name doesn't sound Italian, so bit of a mystery there.
Yeah, even the diffuser.
Yeah.
It's actually quite interesting.
Imagine if you there is a team who ran like those diffusers. They would have to like custom paint every diffuser. And diffusers are like carbon, and I think carbon is not necessarily easy to paint.
I think the reason they don't probably paint. Oh, there was a problem. You saw it list on before Maggots and Beckett's. There was
Yeah,
a car
Howard,
on
I
the
think.
side.
Howard in P13, I think. Yeah, he seems to not running that. Seems to not be running that smoothly today. Howard, or no, it was Harvey. Howard didn't have any issues yet, but with his cow-looking livery on the Porsche. Pixel Barn Studios, I think it is. Pixel Barn Racing.
I think that the GT3 feels already past the GT4 field, right? They're just now going through some people that were behind or very behind the GT4 field. Out of sync, should we say?
Yeah, a little bit. Oh, Howard there again with a mistake. Ooh, completely misses the corner. Touched the grass on the right side there and just completely went over the sausage curb, so hopefully no damage to his car from that, because that could seriously damage the underside of the car. So not having the best time so far, Howard. We do see two people who've already pitted in the form of Muir and Friedrich. So they technically don't have to pit anymore, but it's going to be a very long run for them until the end of the race. Be interesting to see if they took any tires as well.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Oh, we see. Oh. So yeah, I was saying P29, Truket, and it's the thing that I said where he's overtaking one person and the person in front is just doing his own thing, and he's completely almost smashed Triska? What? I just butchered his name. P28. I don't know how to say his name. That's Dexter. Oh, it's the Lexus from last season, right? Who was the person, the Lexus from last season that had the most like complicated name ever?
Oh, that was Njergish.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I don't think he's. I think he's signed up for this season, but I don't think he's here this race. So yeah.
Njergish. Yeah, I'm fucked up with names. Forget about it. and it makes me save them just so I can be a meme.
Yeah, it's I mean, that's what we do with the Portuguese people. If they come on, then
it's always Portuguese. So I'm always like the fucking thing.
I mean, you're my Portuguese helper, and then Rubik's is like Walter Coster number 2 with the long questions.
It doesn't butcher any name. Rubik's? Yes. Come on.
I don't know. I haven't really I think he's broadcasted 2 times now, but I don't quite remember.
I know that for sure he gets paid less than me. I know, I saw the receipt. I think it's $2.50 per hour. I'm like 2.5 million per broadcast.
Yeah, I think he's actually paying me back for the war. That happened. Yeah, Belgium suffered a lot through the war, so he's still paying me back for that. So that's why he's actually doing it for free, to kind of pay me back, kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, you are paying. He's paying you the electricity bill or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I kind of know. Can understand you. Oh, dummy person touched knocked hope. Knocks hope. Knocked. That was a pun. I didn't even intend it.
See if we can get a replay on Domi's there. I have noticed with the broadcast now that sometimes the replays take really long to load, and it kind of freezes on my screen, so that's not ideal. But let's see if this actually works. Okay, here we go. They are coming out of the fast right-hander, going into the braking zone.
Yeah, to the valley chicane.
Everything is fine so far.
And
yes.
James just gets a very poor exit, and Dummy didn't expect it, I believe.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, Domi with the no traction control is just like, get out of my way. I got all the traction I need.
That's all I was going to say. Like, just gets all the traction, and he has a car with traction control in front. Come on.
Yeah, that's what he's probably thinking. He's like, oh, these traction control scrubs always in my way when I'm coming out of corners. But yeah, Domi, needless to say, not having the best time in the Maserati, I think. Struggling a bit for pace.
If it sounds good, he is having the best time.
Yeah, obviously, like, in the car, he's just... Probably has some, like, classical music on as well in the car.
Oh, yeah. And like, wearing a suit. Having his briefcase next to him, like a paid driver.
He just lost it into maggots and beckets. It was like weird because it looked like he had understeer and oversteer at the same time going out of the corner. So strange. I think he locked up or something, and I just completely missed the corner. But needless to say, Domi's just enjoying the music of his engine and the classical music that he's playing inside the car. So,
Maseratis should be like the Lotus that don't even have radio on, or radio in the car.
Actually, for P3 we have a little battle going on here between Valtanen and Gang. Gang has been slowly closing up in the past couple of laps, and is actually trying to make a move here on Valtanen. So
yeah, I was seeing too that Truckett and Truckett from P26 and P25, they're having a little battle for like at least 5 laps, but they just can't seem to sort it out. But P3, yeah.
Yeah, I must say, Jan Gang, with his H7K Racing paint job, also looking very, very nice, I must say.
Yeah. It's actually a paint job that I would run. Very cool.
Yeah.
I want that.
Maybe you can ask him to join. You can ask to join H7K Racing. And you can run it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I had a little move on Valtanen there, but right now not seeming to close up.
What does it stand for? H7K.
H. Don't know any words with H.
Yeah. 7K crack.
It is.
7 crack.
Wait, I think they are from Germany. So, Domi person there and Maggots and Beckets just chilling out.
Again.
Yeah, he's having a fun time as he gets going there again. But yeah,
he's changing the station. I don't know.
Yeah, it seems like Domi actually got up to a pretty good start, I think, but just over the space of half an hour, he seems like the Maserati was just a little bit too much for him to handle. You also see here a battle for P3 in the GT4s between Owen Wenlock and Thomas Arendsman. Actually, really close together, but yeah, the GT4s, it's really I've noticed from the fun race, really hard to make an overtake, as Wenlock actually goes a bit wide there, so that gives a really good run for Arendsman there, as they'll go to Maggots and Beckett's, which is not ideal. Yeah, Arendsman backs out. Maybe he'll try to get a good exit, but yeah, like I was saying,
Pussy.
with the
I always say, like, a true racer overtakes on Maggots and Beckett's. Come on.
I know with the GT4s it is really a case of you really have to set up your moves to work, because the cars are naturally much slower, and you really have to calculate your move to make it work, and it really relies a lot as well on your opponent making little mistakes that you can take advantage of. While in a GT3 you might just run a bit of a better line or whatever. In the GT4s it doesn't seem to be that way.
You can make the GT4 a little bit wider, it's what you mean.
Yeah, exactly. It's easier to defend in the GT3, I think. GT4, I mean.
Ooh.
That was not ideal, although the GT3 was he was passed already, so yeah, Wenlock has to defend here from Arendsman, another GT3 coming through. Ooh, this is
It is very interesting, actually.
Wenlock actually doing a pretty good job there defensively going through those turns there, but Arendsman with a really good run here. I'm sure we'll see him try and make a move here. Someone to also keep an eye on is Lawrence there, as he's made his way back up the pack and is definitely showing very strong pace.
Oh. I see that the GT4s scrub a lot of the tires, like they don't really have a lot of traction.
Yeah, do you mean out of corners or just in general?
Mid-turn, like the tail braking, it seems very...
Yeah, you really have to, that's what happens with that mechanical grip. You really have to rely on like the slip angle and stuff of the car. You almost, in some corners it's actually, I mean, you're pretty much almost drifting the car through. It doesn't feel like it, but you're definitely using all of the slip angle you can get to get through the corner fast. So it is interesting, because it's last week when I tried it is a very different experience from driving a GT3 car. But yeah, very fun. But yeah, go ahead.
But we got the GT4, like 3 cars from the GT4 feel very close together. Like P3, P4, P5?
Yeah, exactly, and it does seem Lawrence, after his initial after initially getting taken out, definitely on a mission. As we can see, his lap time is, I mean, probably over a second faster than the guys in front of him, so he'll be looking to make some moves on him very soon. And then, well, you never know, he might even have time to make up the deficit to the leader, but I think that might be a bit much for this race.
Yeah, and not the ideal car, I would say. I don't know about the pace, like in terms of qualifying. He did 4th or 3rd on qualifying, so he's already on his almost qualifying position. And P1 and P2 in GT4s are doing very well. Their pace are very consistent. Like 11.3, 11.6, and their best is 10.6, 10.6, both of them.
All right, so we do see Lawrence coming in now to the pit stop, for his pit stop, I should say. So he's gonna try an undercut Wenlock and Aronsman, I think, because I think he does realize he has the pace over them. So he's just gonna try and undercut them. And to add insult to injury, Domi Person has gotten a drive-through penalty. So yeah, not the best day for him. But again, he's enjoying his music in his car, and of his car. So,
It should be.
Very slowly making his way. See here, not electing to go for his drive-through yet. Bunch of GT3s coming through there.
I saw that Res Daniels did his pit stop, and he's on a GT4, which is very interesting.
Yeah, so a couple of people a bit further down the grid in GT4 have done their pit stop. Lawrence has also now done his pit stop. So let's take another look at the leader of GT3. Chmielewski still putting up a great performance. About 17 seconds ahead of Falkenberg, so yeah, just running his pace and doing a good job.
Oh, Young Gang pitted, so he's trying to undercut. Walton now.
Yeah, that does seem like that's a viable strategy, because again, dirty air really comes into play, so that might be a good call for him. If he can't get it done on track, he might have to do it on strategy, so definitely good thinking from him.
Yeah, it was behind him a long time, so like, why not? It was in the middle of the race in terms of time, so yeah, the very good opportunity to do it.
Exactly. Now, that's other people. In 14th, Daryl Hill also just running his race.
Yeah, everyone in from P1 to P10, they didn't pit it yet, which is very interesting. Everyone seems to be holding their pit stop to the very last or very next encounter with the GT4 field. That would be interesting since they are halfway.
Yeah, it is one of those things you can't take into account, where if you see a large pack in front of you of GT4s or GT3s, regardless, might be better to just take the pit stop a bit earlier and avoid all that traffic. See now, Van der Kukkelt has also come in. Wenlock, Lawrence, yeah, Kondaxioglu, so the leaders also come in. Does seem that Wenlock and Lawrence both have gained quite a considerable amount to the leader in Kondaxioglu. I think they gained about 3 or 4 seconds on him during the pit stop, so that's not bad at all. But yeah, Lawrence now right on the back of Wenlock there. Don't know how their pace is compared to each other.
P2 is now 19 seconds behind P1, which was P3 or virtual P3, because Falkenberg pitted, and Falkenberg is in P8. So there is a lot of people pitting.
Yeah, so Marcus Lawrence now gonna try and make a move here on the Aston Martin.
Oh, interesting. Young Gang undercut Falkenberg, which was on P2. So Falkenberg was, Young Gang was in P4 before all of this, and then Falkenberg did his pit stop and emerged behind Young Gang. So I think Young Gang is now in his way to P2 from P4, just by undercutting.
We also see Pate in P14 has just gotten a stop and go for 30 seconds. Which is interesting to see because I think you usually get a drive-through for track limits, so I wonder why he's gotten that. That's probably for a pit violation, so speeding into the pits or out of the pits, I'm guessing. But see this battle now between Marcus and Wenlock. Wenlock really making it difficult for Lawrence here to pass. Some very, very hard defending. And meanwhile, Ryan Daniels is also picked up behind Lawrence here.
Ryan Daniels also undercut, so oh.
Good move there from Marcus Lawrence following the GT3 true. Might see him get this move done. Actually gets hit by Wenlock there. But in the end he does get the move done, so a bit of contact there, but nothing too malicious, I think.
Yeah, I think Wenlock just tried to outbrake, but I don't think it was really anything intentional, so...
Yeah, Lawrence finally got his way through then, but has lost quite a considerable amount of time in that battle with Wenlock. Here, oh, Wenlock actually got a drive-through, so
yeah.
that must be for drive-throughs are always for track limits, so he must have cut or extended the track one too many times, unfortunately.
And everyone from the top 3 in the GT4 pitted. Trocket event.
Yeah, Trocket is still having to pit. He'll drop down quite a bit of positions, I think, up until P28 or something if he pits, so...
I'm very interested on this Young Gang development because he gained 2 seconds on Falkenberg and Falkenberg was P2. So like he's clearly faster than Falkenberg. And it was apparently being all up this whole time, so let's see.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see because Gang is very much, I think, in a pretty good position here to pick up a couple positions when these people in front of him pit. So you do gotta remember he was in a battle with Valtanen. He was right behind Valtanen before he pitted, so we have to keep that in mind. If Valtanen pits, we have to kind of see where they filter out compared to each other.
And the interesting thing is, the interesting thing too is, for example, last lap Valtanen did a 0.23, Young Gang did a 0.6. 0.6, that's what I mean.
Yeah, so Definitely, I mean,
So he's
yeah,
gaining 1.7 seconds, which clearly only on this lap it's enough for undercut.
yeah.
I don't
So
know about the others, but
definitely getting. I mean, he's running pace on a clear lap. He's running pace that's very close to our leader, Adam Chmielewski. So
which is pitting right now,
yeah.
Adam.
So I would be very surprised if we don't see Yan Gang coming out in P2 here once everyone is pitted in front of him, because he's really putting up. I mean, putting up a really good performance right now.
Oh, Faltanen is still going. Probably just enjoying the P1.
Yeah, so I'll be interested to hear if we can after the race if we can get any of the GT3 guys in and see what the strategy actually was for today, if it actually was to take tires and stuff, because I don't really have a clue if people will all take tires or if they're actually going long on their tires on Silverstone, because we know it's a very abrasive track for the tires.
It seems to be the difference is because like Chmielowski?
Yeah.
What? Chmielowski. Yeah, vodka. Yeah, you got a very long pit stop, or not a long, but long enough to change the tires, I would say.
Yep. I think something other to note in P18, Kevin Friedrich also getting a stop and go for 30 seconds, so again must be for some kind of pit violation, maybe speeding into the pit, speeding out of it, so we'll take that now. But yeah, 30 seconds stop and go, that's a really big penalty. That's about 60 seconds you're losing there, so
Yep.
it's not
That's
great to
awful
happen.
lap.
Yeah, exactly. Anything else going on?
It's not pitting. P1 is not pitting, or provisional P1. John Ford is still going to. I think they are like, since they are in P1, they are not doing bad laps. They are doing 0.16. At least they improved from what he was doing previously. Probably got traffic when I watched. But yeah, I think when he has a clear track, he can kind of still go and get the best of his tires. Used tires, actually.
Yeah, so something of note, obviously, I don't know if traffic plays into it, but last lap for Marcus Lawrence in P23, P4 overall in the GT4s. The lap was about 6/10 faster than Mikhail Kondakcioglu, and more than a second faster than 2 seconds faster actually than Thomas Arnsman. So at this rate, we will see Lawrence maybe ending up on a podium if he keeps this pace like this.
Yeah, you're right. 7.5 seconds, 7 seconds behind Arsman.
For DK Booston in the chat asking, is there a safety rating requirement? So currently, we don't have a safety rating requirement. Obviously, you do have to sign up for the league, and everyone gets monitored by the league admin. So the only thing we do ask is that people can take the car around at a decent pace, and reasonably safely. That's the most important part. Just want people to be safe on the track, even if you are slow. It's more important to be safe than it is to be fast. So yeah, as long as you can keep the car on the track, you're good to join.
And you're kind of being watched, so for a $2.5 million contract of a broadcast commentator that I am, I watch everything. So you know, if people drive not not carefully, see, I see everything. Multalvo just crashed entering the pit lane. And we see everything, so yeah, we have eyes everywhere.
Yeah, so nearly all the GT3 is coming into the pits now, except for Valtanen. So Valtanen choosing to stay out for the moment still. But yeah, Yangang still putting up really solid pace. So yeah, again, I'd be surprised if we don't see him filter out in second.
I remember Baltanen, yeah, but the BMW being very good on fuel, right? I don't know if that's still true, but when the ACC came out, I know that the car was super fast first, and it was economic too.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure about that.
It's true then.
Yeah, because I know a lot has changed in the meanwhile with all the cars and stuff. So I'm not exactly sure anymore what car are really fuel efficient. I know for one the Bentley is really fuel efficient. I know that one. Because it's one of the cars that can, with some fuel saving, can run 1.5 hours, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Like quite easily. And I know the Porsche for 60 minutes nearly always has to take a full tank of fuel, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, there's that.
It's thirsty.
Yeah.
Well, the virtual P1 just did a 59.1, so he's on a mission.
Yeah, let's actually go on board here for a little bit with Chmielewski, but yeah, really good pace on Chmielewski. So, I mean, I imagine he's gonna be on fresh tires then, if he's all of a sudden putting laps in that are more than a second faster than the end of his stint there. But yeah, Chmielewski, very solid pace throughout the race, and just solidifying his P1. He doesn't need to push that hard anymore. Just has to bring it home safely to the line.
So the difference between P1 and P3, so Yangang and Baltanen, is around 55 seconds. It's going to be close.
Yeah, it'll still be interesting to see for Valtanen how long his pit stop will actually take, because for all we know he might just be doing a splash and dash. Like you said, the BMW could be really fuel efficient, which I don't really know. So might actually
for sure he has to change tires, so only that it should be around 20 something seconds. So the delta time on the pit lane, 20 something seconds. So that's why I said it should be close, because he has 55 seconds to P3.
We'll see. For all we know, he's a crazy guy and he doesn't take any tires, so...
That would be the ultimate strategy.
Yeah. No tires, just a quick splash and gets out again. That would be a short pit stop. P9 there. Oh, yes.
P10 and P11 just crashed. There is a huge pileup on turn 1 on GP. Turn 2.
And actually
Turn 2 or
someone
3.
capitalizing on that was Marcus Lawrence, as Arnsman, who was in P3, was involved in that whole incident there. And this allowed Lawrence to actually come through, puts him up in the 3rd position, which I think at the start of the race he didn't really expect to be up there after being spun out. But yeah, unfortunate for Arnsman, but good for Lawrence.
Well, those things happen, and sometimes it's for you, sometimes it's against you.
Yep. Fortunately part of multi-class racing sometimes, and can't always be avoided. We still see Valtanen here in P1. Obviously that will still change as he goes into the pit, but yeah, I'm very intrigued to see how long he's actually gonna run until he goes into the pit. He does have 2 GT3s in front of him, so maybe he should consider going into the box this time around to not get held up too much. They should be getting blue flags, so
yeah, he still has half a lap to go. But P2, for example, is not far away already. He's gaining like tons of time on Valtanen.
yeah, I think he's at one of those positions where he's now maybe the pit window like should have been a bit sooner for him, because I think now he's at a time where his tires are probably gone off quite a bit, and he's just meeting more traffic. So unless he's not taking tires, of course, but it'd be, I mean, on Silverstone it would be crazy, I think, if you don't take tires.
He's doing almost 2:03. So, and he has a reasonable gap. And the tires just should be getting worse.
Yeah, because I think when Gang came out of the pits, he was about 55 seconds behind, I think, and now he's only about 50 seconds behind, so Valtanen definitely losing quite a bit of time here. There's an
maybe he's just waiting for the miracle last laps that with the new fresh tires, like waiting to put like 2s and grab some places.
Yeah, could be. He could be trying to go for that qualifying pace, low fuel, new tires kind of thing.
Because I don't think that worse than P5 right now in strategy he can't get. Only if he does a mistake.
Yeah.
In strategy he can't get, so P4 is his, as long as he doesn't do any mistakes, so
yep.
He just has to try something different, I guess.
That being said, Samuel Falkenberg in P4 also putting pretty good pace in. Last 2 laps were 20.7 and a 20.9, I believe his lap before that was. So Falkenberg also definitely picking up the pace towards the end here, but I do think the Porsche is one of the strongest cars on low fuel and newer tires. On low fuel, I think the Porsche is really fast compared to other cars, so...
That's interesting to know.
Yeah, I do know that the Porsche also usually has a very different setup qualifying-wise compared to the race, because the balance changes so much on the Porsche with full fuel and low fuel.
Yeah.
So I know they usually run very different setups for both.
I know that when I used to do a lot of setups, that the fuel tank of the Porsche used to change a lot of the ride height of the car. So that's why, not specifically in this game, but I bet that the simulation is still there on the Porsche. So the fuel tank of the Porsche must be in some place where the ride height of the car changes quite a lot during the stint.
Yeah, so battle, hard to move off of that topic, but the battle developing here in P6 and P7 between John Ford, Lewis Muir and Matthew Montalvo. Montalvo has been putting up pretty good laps in the past few laps and has really closed up to Muir here, as he gets a really good run actually onto the straight. We might see a move happening here. He pulls to the inside. Doesn't seem like Muir is defending so much. Both very cautious. Good to see.
And if they fight for too long, they have the Gnag behind. Yeah.
So Montalvo actually with a really nice cutback there out of that corner.
Oh, that was nice.
But yeah, really nice move by Montalvo. Let's see if he can hold on to it in the next couple of corners. So we have the fast right-hander here. Then we get to Maggots and Beckett's. Probably for Muir, the first time he's had to run in dirty air in the race, and it's really showing. It's a
very bad wash from
Muir. Yeah, that's something really tricky. If you've been running most of your race in clean air and then all of a sudden you have to battle for position and you're behind someone giving you dirty air, that's a really different experience. Yeah, good job from Montalvo. And maybe Muir will try to claw his way back.
Voltanen, I just think that Voltanen is going till the end of the race in pit. There is no other reason to.
Yeah, I mean, if he was going for the qualifying pace for like the last laps, then he should have he should have pitted by now, I think. Like, it definitely seems like he's on some kind of tire saving strategy or something.
Yeah, precisely how much time is it left?
20 minutes.
Yeah, so he already lost like the best of his tires, I believe, or like he can't recover from only 9 or 10 laps, so.
Yeah, I think if he did want to pit and go for those fast laps towards the end, he should have already done it by now. So, yeah, maybe like you say, he might just go in for maybe not even a splash, we don't know, because you don't have to take fuel, you don't have to take tires, so he could literally go into the pit, stop at his box, and continue again. So we'll see about that.
And I would be very, very, very surprised because Young Gang had some problem because we got kind of distracted because he's now in P4 and Falkenberg is in P3. So now he's actually Voltanen, if he pits and does nothing with like a 20-something delta time, for sure he's going to be P2.
Yeah, it might seem like the strategy might work out. Again, we have to see what his plans are for his pit stop, but if it is like we think it is, then he's not gonna take any fuel or tires, or maybe a tiny splash of fuel, then...
No, he can't back out. He can't back out right now.
No, he has to do it. Yeah. But yeah, so Young Gang definitely Must have had some kind of spin even because
It's 14 seconds below his time.
yeah. Yep, so 14 seconds slower than his previous time, so yeah, must have definitely had a spin somewhere or a contact with anyone, so... But again, good for Falkenberg. He has a very sizable lead now to Gang, so he should be holding on to that one. And I imagine if Gang has spun, then his tires are going to be ruined as well. So going to be hard for him to claw that back.
Mm-hmm. We don't talk on the GT4 about the GT4 field in a while. Let's see how that goes. So, Arsman, we have...
Oh, so Lawrence actually up into P2. Or no, P3 still. Yeah, he took advantage of that incident, I remember now.
Yeah, P3, we have a difference between of 3 seconds between P1 and P2, and then we have a difference of 16 seconds from P2 to P3. So I think it's kind of sorted. Well, it's not sorted because P2 from GT4 just did a 14. Well, she just shut me up. He did a 11.4. So I think it's kind of sorted unless anything happens, and it can happen. It happened to Young Gang, so...
It's one thing that did seem to happen is that Domi person in 29th does seem to be closing up somewhat to Knox Hope in front of him. But yeah, maybe that'll be like a late little fight to watch between those two.
Oh, it turned off the music for sure. I think like everything's settled. It's a kind of a track that it doesn't produce a lot of super close racing because of the nature of the track. There is only like maybe two hard braking zones in the whole track. The rest is high speed turns, maybe tail braking zones. It's very hard to overtake here on these cars, in my opinion.
Yeah, it is. If anything, most of the overtaking is usually done under braking, I think, on Silverstone. But yeah, through corners, it's really difficult to get anything done.
Yeah, because like everyone is...
Oh, Valtanen is coming to the pit.
Oh, okay, let's see.
Alright, let's see here how long he spends in his box. So I imagine he must be coming in for fuel then, by the looks of it. How long he stays stationary.
Okay, he lost first place. That was supposed to. He's 10 seconds.
Alright, he's going. So yeah, a splash for Valtanen.
But he has to hold off now, Falkenberg, which has better tires, supposedly.
Yeah, oh, so there Falkenberg filtering out really close to Valtanen there. So yeah, if Gang would have not made that mistake, Valtanen would have been up in P3, but I mean, credit where credit is due. Very aggressive strategy from Valtanen, so if he can hold on to this, then...
Like we said, it's a very difficult track to overtake, and the Mercedes, the BMW is not it's not a slow car on the straight, so...
Yeah, exactly.
If he makes the car wide...
Yeah, we can... Oh, you can definitely see I'm watching the onboard of Falkenberg, and Valtana, I'm not for sure, but it does seem that Falkenberg is gaining a lot in every corner and every braking zone. Oh.
That was a Moses time.
That's a little incident there between Domi Person and James Knox
No?
Hope there, I think.
Yeah, so.
Which actually for Valtanen was actually pretty good there because Falkenberg lost a little bit of time, but yeah, Falkenberg under braking is just gaining heaps of time as he almost tries to move there, but doesn't quite get the overlap. Yeah, on the straight we can see the BMW just pulling away again, but Falkenberg trying to show his nose, throw Valtanen off a little bit.
50 meters at least gained in a braking zone. This is actually going to be interesting.
This is, I mean, if Valtanen can hold off Falkenberg for 12 minutes like this, then credit to him. But it's going to be very difficult for him.
I think if Falkenberg has like a cold head and knows that he has all the advantage in the world, he just has to wait for a hard braking zone. Doesn't need to pull like a crazy maneuver for us, I believe.
Yeah, exactly.
He just...
if he just calculates it right, just takes his time, then he should be able to get the move done. But we'll see if he has the composure to do that.
Yeah. Because he must be thinking like he's going to fight back.
A little bit of help there for a little bit of help there from the GT4 for Valtanen, which was actually pretty smart. Maybe not as courteous to the GT4, but a very, very good use of the circumstances. But yeah, you can see even after that, Falkenberg is just so much faster in the corners. And he's gonna go for the move up the inside. Valtanen for going very deep, but does have the inside for the next corner. A little bit of a bump with Falkenberg. We'll now see, usually the Porsche has the acceleration over the BMW.
This is very interesting right now. Like, Young
GT4.
Gang is actually gaining on them because they are battling, so if they keep battling like this a lot, let's see if we have a third joiner.
Yeah. Must be said, Young Gang maybe struggling a little bit for pace. I imagine his tires aren't in the best condition after the incident he had. But definitely, if these guys keep battling, then he has a good shot of catching up to them. But yeah, again, Falkenberg with a really good run out up to Maggots and Beckett's. Can't quite get it done. He will just slot in behind. But yeah, you can just see Falkenberg how much more speed he has, so he just gets a really good exit somewhere. He should be able to make the move stick at some point.
Yeah, Young Gang just gained 1.5 seconds last lap, so...
Yeah, and that might be one of those interesting things if Gang can catch up and Valtanen can keep Falkenberg behind long enough. Falkenberg with a very good move up the inside, but Valtanen very close.
So well defended from Valtanen, I have to say.
Yeah, Falkenberg flashing his lights a little bit, but to be honest, Valtanen just put up a really good defense there, so good racing here. But yeah, the overspeed that Falkenberg has, surely he's gonna get that move done.
Yeah.
Goes way too deep, Falkenberg.
That's the composure that he needs to have.
Yeah, he could have had that move done, but he should have just broke a little bit earlier, because you can see Valtanen's braking distances are so much longer than Falkenberg. Yeah, Jan Gang's still gaining quite a lot of time. Valtanen doing really well though to hold on to this position, but can't
It was his
imagine him.
plan all along, I believe.
Yeah, I can't imagine him holding on for 8 more minutes.
It's 4 laps, more or less, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Should be.
Gonna be very difficult for him. Oh, Falkenberg actually. Yeah. Missing the corner there a little bit. I think Falkenberg might have gotten caught out by the slower speed that Valtanen was probably taken into the corner, so. Yeah, Falkenberg struggling a little bit here to get past Valtanen.
And Valtanen he's just gaining time, he's just gaining 1 more lap. Well, his tires are probably not getting healthier though.
Yeah, something
This
else.
is the worst. This is the part that he has to get worried, Valtanen. The valley chicane.
Someone else to watch are probably in GT4 are Ryan Daniels and Thomas Arnsman, because they are pretty close together. Surely the battle we have to watch now is between Valtanen and Falkenberg. Again, Falkenberg tries to go up the inside. Can he hold around it this time? Again, going very deep, Valtanen. Can Falkenberg get it done this time around? Little bit of contact there. Hard to say.
Yeah, hard to say now.
Let's see if we can get a replay maybe of that. And the screen's gonna be stuck for a little bit here as it loads the replay.
I'd actually say it's I'd say it was a little bit cheeky from Valtanen. Like, he knew that if Falkenberg was gone, like did the outside cleanly, he was gone. So
yeah, so Valtanen initially goes very deep into turn 1. That's not. Oh, It is hard to say because Falkenberg doesn't leave a lot of space, and I think Valtanen actually had enough overlap to keep it on the inside there. So yeah, very tricky situation to judge, I think.
no, okay.
Yeah, Valtanen did have enough overlap to stick his nose in there.
Yeah, because you know those moments where you know that the person. Oh,
there we go.
Falkenberg. Yeah, Falkenberg just did a overtake. Very nice.
So yeah, we could see there just how much more grip he had than Valtanen through that corner. So much more speed.
Young gang is coming.
Oh yeah, he's right there. Holy moly. Jan Gang is right onto the back of them, so Jan Gang really picked up his pace again, back into 2-0, so we might actually see him pulling a move on both of them here.
Yeah, if he wants actually second place. Well, we saw this battle during the whole race, the beginning of the whole race, and now we are seeing it again, but on a different level.
Yeah, surely Gang must have the way better tires though than Valtanen. Which for Valtanen would be a real shame because that might see him drop just outside the podium here. But yeah, I can see already Jan Gang just way better corner speed, way better exit speed. So Valtanen really struggling on those tires now, I think.
Yep. And Falkenberg, as soon as overtook Valtanen, just put 0-1-2.
And Gang with a really good exit. Is he gonna try it into Magnussen Beckett's? No, he slots in behind. Might try to get a good exit out of them.
At least force kind of a mistake. a better exit on Stowe and maybe do the same as Falkenberg.
Yeah, so really good exit for Valtanen, right onto the back of, or for Gang, I should say, right onto the back of Valtanen, but the BMW with good speed. Gang, again, could do it on the braking, but might try it into the chicane.
This is his best opportunity, I would say.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. See, ooh, the
well
GT4
done.
kind of scared there. Gang
Well done from Gang.
Yeah. Really good.
Composure, I would say.
Yeah, so, see here if Gang can actually keep this up, but I think the gap might be slightly too big now to Falkenberg to make that up in 2 or so laps.
So Arsman and Thomas, you said.
I thought there was going to be a battle between Arnsman and Daniels, but they've seemed to kind of
went away. Yeah.
Yeah, a little gap between each other. Here, I just want to get one more look here at Domi Person. Battling it out. Still with Nox Hope. I think those guys have had a battle pretty much the whole race. I think they've been pretty courteous to each other if they've had incidents and such, so that's good to see. But yeah, at least Domi can say not last, I guess, as he overtakes Hope there. Hope gets a little tapped there by the leader, I think, Chmielewski, or maybe he got a little bit scared. But a Person does capitalize on that, so that moves him up into P28 there.
It's actually very interesting race that happened on the end that I was not hoping.
Yeah, there were some interesting battles, as we see now. Adam Chmielewski, been leading from the start, is gonna start his last lap here.
Alright, man, leader is on the final lap. Give it all you can.
Little battle here that could be interesting is between P8 and P9, between Muir and the Knecht. They're fairly close together. It seems like either one has a big advantage as Muir, closes, actually takes out the Knecht, but waits on him, so good to see. There, good sportsmanship from Muir there. Taking out the Knecht, but still giving up the position there, so good sportsmanship. I think the Knecht will be happy with that as well. No real battles going on anymore, I think. Look here. Marcus Lawrence, still very decent performance from him. Getting that initial tap in the rear, but still managing to make his way up into third. So very decent from him. We can see Michael Bundaxioglu. Bit of a rougher start, I think, for him, but still managing to get the lead in the end and pretty comfortably over his teammate, I believe, which is Van der Kuckup. So 1 and 2 lockout for Sidemax Motorworks here, so they'll be really pleased with that. We'll now see here the leader of our GT3s, Adam Chmielewski, coming through the last corner there, and he is gonna finish the race in a very deserved P1.
The leader has finished the race.
Well, yes. In the meanwhile, finishes as well. Falkenberg also, must say, quite a surprising performance there for Falkenberg. Didn't expect him to be up in second. Yeah, very good job from Falkenberg. So deserved second place here. Looked quite fast the whole race through. So yeah, very good job from him. And then Jan Gang with a the midway part of his race and the last part of his race being really fast. I think a little bit of a mistake towards the end. I've seen some other people finish. Sioglu is still going, but yeah, Falkenberg in second. Very well done. Gang right behind him for a P3. That's the podium for the GT3s. The Valtanen also finishing very aggressive strategy from Valtanen. Didn't quite work out in the end. How he would have liked it to do, I think, but I mean, very well done for him regardless. That was interesting to see his aggressive strategy there. Let's see here, as our GT4 leader, Kundak Sioglu, is coming around the last corner as well. Actually has his teammate in the GT3, not quite sure who that is, but they'll be going across the line together there. So very nice from Kundak Sioglu. Van der Koeckelt right behind him. Side max 1-2. And then a very well-deserved P3 for Marcus Lawrence in the Camaro. We now have seen most of our runners finish. We'll see if we can get a couple of them give a little interview, perhaps. Alright, so we'll have see if we can get Chmielewski in here. Hello, Adam. Are you here? Adam. Are you here? If not, we will pull someone else.
Hello.
Oh, okay. Here we are. So, Adam, obviously a very demanding lead from the start. I think very good job overall. How do you think yourself the race went?
Not bad for my first big race. Really happy with that. I don't think I could have done anything else.
Yeah, it does seem that. I mean, I'm not quite sure. Me and Pedro were discussing this, but what was your strategy for today? Was it just some fresh tires in the pit stop and some extra fuel, or how did you go about that?
100 liters, and I wanted to change about an hour into the race. I changed the tyres slightly earlier than I wanted, as the car wasn't really drivable towards the end of my first stint. And then I took tyres, took some fuel, and I was hot lapping till the end, really.
Yeah, well, congratulations on your first win, I believe it is, right?
That's good. Thank you.
And we'll see you next week, I guess.
See you next week.
All right. See, get anyone else talk? So that was our GT3 P1. Would like to talk to Falkenberg, but it seems like he's not in the voice chat anymore. We can get Marcus Lawrence in here. He's had a pretty good recovery race. Hello, Marcus.
Hello.
Yo.
Hello.
So, how did the race go for you? We saw your initial incident there with the GT3, but seems like you had a pretty good recovery race there.
Yeah, I don't really know what happened, to be honest. I can't really remember. It was pretty busy at the start. But yeah, I think on the F1 circuit, the turn 1, I think, he stuck his nose on my rear. I had no idea he was there. Yeah. But yeah, just kept my head down. I knew it was a 90-minute race, so I don't think I had the pace to win, but I might have been able to challenge for P2, given I was not too far off the pace. So yeah, just fighted my way back up to P3, so I'm pretty happy with that. And yeah.
Yeah, and so
Go try.
what did the strategy look like for the GT4? Because obviously I know roughly what GT3s tend to do, but I have no clue. GT4s, I imagine, also just change tires during the pit stop.
Yeah, I did. I changed tires because it was quite hot, and Silverstone is quite hard on the left front tire. So
Yeah.
and I've had a puncture there before in big races, so I didn't even want to risk like anything like that. And I think if I was going to make my way back up, it was going to be through my pace and not through strategy. So that's why I went for quite a racy strategy. I had pretty good battles with quite a few people. I think Owen as well. I wasn't happy with a few of his changes of direction in the braking zones, but in the end, I'm not sure what happened to him. I think we did make contact. I'm not sure if I cut across him or he understeered into me, or well, I need to have a look, but we'll see.
Yeah, if we actually, I see in the chat, I think Harby that it is in the chat says apologies for the contact with you in the first lap. So
yeah, obviously something happened with the GT3, so he was out of position and behind the GT4s, I guess, and I didn't think a GT3 would be behind me at that point, but I think it caught me off guard, and I didn't see it. But anyway,
regardless, good recovery race from you, and we'll see you next week.
Awesome, thanks.
Hello, Domi.
Hello.
So, pulled you into the commentator's box here. Obviously, the only Maserati on the grid deserves some more time, I think, on air, right?
I appreciate the charity work you guys do.
So, how did it go for you? Because we did see some. We happen to have some of your struggles documented.
Very honestly, I didn't have a single issue with the car. I had a couple battles where, like, I pushed way too hard and ended up with damage.
All right.
But the car was surprisingly good. I typically despise Silverstone, but I think it's excellent for GT4 racing and for multi-class. I think this was a very good race, at least on my end.
Yeah, and how do you see you and the Maserati? Because me and Pedro were talking about it, and we just like to imagine that you were just listening to the sound of the engine together with some classical music as you were driving around in the Maserati.
No classical music for me, but the engine does sound amazing on downshifts. That's definitely an upside. I'm not sure if it compensates entirely for the electronical shortcomings. But yeah, the car's good. I'm actually expecting there hasn't been we can do an official reveal on the stream. Benzel's probably coming back to the league, and he should be teaming up with me in another Maserati. So
okay.
Hopefully you guys will be able to hear more of them.
Yeah, that would be very interesting if Benzel returns in the Maserati. But we were already talking about it. We were saying that, obviously you had an advantage over the competitors, seeing as you weren't being held back by any assistance on the car.
Yeah, you can call that an advantage from a certain perspective, I guess.
Yeah, we just saw you, slapping the rear out of every corner and all that kind of stuff, so it was good to see.
Yeah, I think the track definitely allows for that. It's definitely better than the test race at Laguna, where like even the slightest misstep at the exit of a turn could result in a spin out. In Silverstone, like, we've got some really nice runoffs, so
yeah,
I don't feel like the car was as dangerous as it's probably going to be in some of the rest of the races.
Yeah, okay, well, it'll definitely be interesting to see you guys next week on the track. I don't think is Benzel already joining next week, or gonna be
I'm hoping it's for next week. I think it's a definite week after that, but yeah, you're sure to find out in the channel whenever he comes back.
Yeah, but yeah, it'll be good to see at least some Maseratis running around the track. Always.
Cheers, cheers.
All right, we'll see you next week.
See you.
All right, so with that being said, our stream is coming to a close. We had a very nice round 1 here. DC Multiclass ACC League. If there is anyone that would like to join after seeing this race, you can check us out at youtube.com/PCDC Motorsports. Our website isn't quite correct at the bottom there. It should be www.pcdc.simstrata, being simstrata.com. So pcdc.simstrata.com. I will be sure to change that for next round. And you can also check us out on our twitter.com/PCDC Motorsports. With that being said, I wish you farewell, and we'll see you next week.